Your bed calls. It's the morning. Isn't it? Hold on. Is it sunset? No, the sun is rising, you lazy bum. Hey everybody, welcome to Chortle Games Live. My name is Steven. And we're back. More Dragon's Dogma 2. And much like with the small gap yesterday between me being live and me being not live, things look pretty different. Because man, I've got a story to tell. That some of you, well, those of you that are in the Discord probably already know. But I'll explain here in a minute while I'm posting to Discord. Okay. So what were we doing? I literally just picked this back up after hopping off this afternoon, so I need to remember. Oh wait, yeah, that's it.
Theron awaits us at Stormwind Cave. Let us go join in the rescue effort.
Okay.
And follow me. I'll lead the way.
We're in your hands.
Florence likes to think she's in charge. But you know, she's still a pawn, so she's never in charge. Oh, is that where the cave is? Thank you. I would never would have found that by myself.
I can scarcely see a thing in this murk.
I definitely should have brought Ricochet down here.
We're here.
You've come. I knew I could count on you. In we go then. Perhaps we ought to hurry, lest we arrive too late to be of aid.
So what are we here for? I would very much like to. Oh.
We will likely find our charge in the cave's depths. Shall we press on? Methinks I know the general destination. Shall I show you the way, Master?
We're in your hands.
Welcome to the stream, Kaylin. I decided that I'm gonna stream Rise of Ronin next time because it was a tie, and I just because where we are, what we're doing on this stream is directly tied to last night in a way. I figured, oh. I figured we just keep going with Dragon's Dogma.
You're soaked. Do try not to catch cold.
You have my protection.
Was most effective. This creature is hard as stone, making it ideal for tossing at our other foes.
I grant you lightning's fangs.
Magic Archer is not really needed down here. These guys are so far beneath my squad, or at least they currently are.
Dare I say it?
But, okay, Florence.
You truly are formidable,
Fine.
Arisen.
You get a high five. Let's do some recon, kind of.
Think I can manage.
Yep, they're above us.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say.
I will stream Rise of the Ronin though, Caitlin. I'm actually very excited to play it, but I'm also just really excited to be playing Magic Archer right now.
Take that.
And if there's a consensus to stop playing this tonight, I will switch to Rise of Ronin. Wouldn't be the first time that I switched 30 minutes to an hour within a stream. Wouldn't be the first time with this week. Or maybe past 2 weeks. I don't know. But how are you doing today, Kaylin? Well, I hope. God, yeah, freaking got him.
And the Arisen has been drenched.
There's still an issue with range classes having no defensive measures.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Like, even just like a quick sidestep. Something to keep me from getting stun locked. But the Magic Archer thankfully has the utility and the damage output to not need it as much as the Archer does.
Curative magics are at your disposal. Wait a moment.
Prioritize him. There you go.
That is a skillful bit of feat. Do your vocation proud.
Okay, I don't see anything really. Oop.
Aught appears to have changed since we were last here. Let us proceed with due caution.
What
No,
could
no,
be
no,
the
no, no.
cause? This demands further investigation. This is my first time clapping eyes on such an item. I expect my own master has yet to even discover it.
That's interesting. You should not be holding that item then, Florence. You should give them to Robin. I need to start depositing my pawn inventories into the storage because I didn't even think about the stuff they've picked up, like crafting material wise.
I've an inkling. This piece will yield a rarity or two.
Well, well, that's quite a discovery.
Saurian scale cape. That's both fitting and not fitting here. Hey, Monty. So Monty, Magic Archer is my class. It absolutely is. Like it. I like it even better in this game than I did in the first game, I think. Because they made it to where in the first game, pretty much all of the spells, like the shots, I guess, were either they did kind of the same thing just with a different element type, or they were kind of experimental and situational. But in this one, every spell feels like it got a lot more definition, and I can heal. Like it is a support class and a damage dealing class. If this game was co-op, I would literally never play anything else, because this is like everything I want in a class like this, a class in a game like this. So glad you like it, because it sucked seeing you hate the Archer. It sucked hating the Archer, Monty. And I still hate the Archer. I think, because the thing about the Magic Archer is that it suffers as well. I was just saying this, I think, before you got here. It suffers as well from having, and this is the Magic Archer, from having no direct response to an enemy attack. But it also makes a lot more sense because, with how much a Magic Archer can do when left unattended, that makes more sense. So
Master, my heart knows
let's just charge up one spell right here. Okay, Sagittae Downpour.
The same foe again.
One spell,
Let my magic
and that's a basic
your
attack.
weapons with the fury of the elements.
I will say Magic Archers do not perform well in caves. I really wish I brought Ricochet, the Ricochet charge, because that one basically turns the I'm going to call my bow my conduit. It turns my conduit into a lightning machine gun for like 2 seconds. And all the shots ricochet. But So yeah, it still suffers from, like, if an enemy like leaps at me and gets an attack off, they can stun lock me, and it's frustrating.
Follow me.
But I get it, because if I was able to just dodge roll my way through problems. So this is the Frost Hunter Bolt, ice damage. Now I'm going to use Blaze Fang. This is an arrow I can remotely control, and it explodes. You see what I'm talking about? The Archer, it really does feel like they went all style, zero substance or zero result, because using the attacks on the Archer feels kind of cool. Like just the details that come with it, like the dire arrow where you get down on one knee so you can brace yourself, or the rapid fire one. Like there was just the feel was there, but there was no result to it. They just dealt like no damage. And with Magick Archer, there's equal parts, I feel, style and substance. Because even down to little hand animations, like their special mechanic is they can swap between Rivet Shot and Downpour Volley, which changes the way the basic shot works. Oh my gosh, that was lucky.
You'll not live to regret this.
So my hand movements when firing arrows is kind of the flavor that comes with the Magick Archer through its animations.
Here, strike with lightning on your side.
No kick flipping off an enemy is the Magick Archer, unfortunately. But, you know, whereas the Archer had the ability to kick, which kind of felt useless, Magick Archer has the ability of conversion. Where right now I'm on Rivet Shot, so my crosshair, you see those runes on the very far outside, like the yellow runes that all have the same symbol. That is the number of locks I can make with Rivet Shot. So if Rivet Shot is basically putting everything onto one target, one spot on one target, and then you have, when I convert, I open up the hand, that switches me to Pinpoint Volley. That makes it to where I can lock on multiple points on an enemy, or more easily lock onto multiple enemies with one pull of the string. That's a lot more useful than just kicking someone. That has actual class application, where I can switch on the fly from doing like status buildup by hitting an enemy in a lot of spots, or hitting a lot of enemies at once, you know, stuff like that. And if I need to just retreat far out, I've got a lot more to respond with, like the fire arrow that explodes. And see all those lock-ons. I told you, it literally is like playing something like Armored Core, where like you get all the missile locks and then you release. Sagittarius Downpour. And volley. Yeah, it's a lot more. It is fun, unlike the Archer. It's visual. Well, the Archer would be fun if it did something. If you did a lot more damage.
I'm saved.
Oh, apparently I was saving a guy.
Our results are awaited. What say we make our
Like I was saying, I'm basically fighting in a worst case scenario location right now, because Magick Archer, as you can tell, because it can't fire super precisely, because everything's lock based, caves or tight quarters, I struggle with that. But I have different bow spells that I could equip to deal with that, like the Ricochet spell, which I will bring. That's actually going to be the change that I make when we get out of here. Also, I just look dope as hell. The main reason would be, like, the argument that I believe they wanted to be made is that the Archer is more precise, because the Magick Archer can't see. That's my reticle. It chooses lock points that exist within the reticle, so I can't pinpoint shoot. I just have to go at the whims of the closest lock-on point within the center of my reticle. But after having played Archer and seeing how little weak point damage does,
What's up there?
or how of little consequence that much need for precision on weak points is,
Allow me, my
it's not even a trade-off. It's really not.
I would gladly be of aid of it.
They're supposed to, Monty, but my experience with the Archer is that they don't. They feel like when you compare a headshot from a dire arrow from an archer hitting a bandit leader in the head. That's not, or like the sniper shot. Remember how Courtney said that should have done more damage. The damage you're going to get out of that, which requires 1, positioning, 2, skill, and 3, their positioning. Like there's skill cost to pulling off Archer's peak damage. That is not going to do as much damage as just casting a big ass spell on something, and it's going to take about the same amount of time. So the Archer has what feels like such a high expectation to perform at the level of or below the level of everything else.
You'll accept your punishment all the same.
Ghost of Tsushima, Kalen? Yes, I loved it. I thought the archery was fantastic. In my single-player game, that was most of what I did for a while.
How can you say that, Jonas? Now you're just being cruel.
I'm wondering that myself, Kalen. It's got guns,
What do you call her?
and that has me very
All
curious.
of you. You'll find no...
Why don't we just kick Jonas out of the town? Can't we do that? Yeah, the Warrior, I've never played the Warrior in Dragon's Dogma 1 or in this one, but I've watched the Warrior, and it's literally like a melee nuke.
How can he be so...
My weapon is not drawn. Calm down. Also, Robin has maxed Sorcerer, and he's back to Mage. And I think he's better for it. Sorcerer... Oh, I forgot. Monty, since you were thinking about playing Mage, you might think this is interesting. So you've seen how how Magick works in this game, where you have to incant a spell, and then once you release, the spell is cast. Mage and I think it's both Sorcerer and Mage. I know Sorcerer has this, but I think Mage might have it. They have called Spell Seal or Spell Hold. It's Spell Hold. Where if you time the attacks right, you can attack straight away again. It just makes them so much stronger. Funny, that actually kind of sounds like Spell Hold. So Spell Hold takes up a skill slot. So instead of 4 spells, you'd get 3 plus Spell Hold. But what it does is, let's say as the sorcerer, you're charging up a tornado. You do the incantation, but instead of releasing, you hit the button for Spell Hold, and you bank that spell bound to that button. So you can literally have a 0 incantation spell banked away to have instacast. That's what Spell Hold does. And that sounds really interesting. I thought that was a very... Ooh. I like that shawl. I like that shawl a lot. Okay, that's very revealing. I'm going to get that shawl, though. Spend almost all my money.
Hope to see you again.
It just...
Our packs
Yeah, I
are
feel like
heavier,
that goes...
and our purses far
Well,
lighter.
now that I'm in the light,
The
it
journey to prepare for
actually
after all.
clashes
We can't
with...
afford-
Whatever. I'm going to equip my other one, I guess. Oh, yeah. I'll equip that one. I know I'll use the other one for something eventually. Let's rest for the night.
Well met, sir. For bread and board. you'll find-
Unfortunately, you can't dye things in this game, and I think that's really dumb. You can only dye hair. That is one thing I did look up because I had known, like I saw dyes in the desert city, desert town, whatever we're calling that, and I was like, oh cool, is that armor dye? But no, I looked it up and you can only dye hair. Oh, by the way, I have fought 2 drakes now. I have killed 2 dragons. Drakes, not dragons. Basically the same thing, but drakes are just mini dragons. I guess... Well, I don't know, Monty. I don't know. Hey, he got a loved. Shared many experiences with this arisen on our journey. Oh, goodness, Robin. There were losses. I saw rows of dead lining the morgue, but I cannot let shame paralyze me if I am to improve. That sounds like you did a bad job, Robin. So, fun fact, M. Bison was named something different earlier today. So, that must be... So I guess they renamed their pawn. I don't know. Like, literally...
I fought many battles on my journey, but the thrill of felling a colossal foe goes unmatched.
Yeah, I bet.
I feel refreshed and ready for
Yeah, Vega. See?
Off we go.
Their name's Vega. I don't know why they were called M. Bison a minute ago. Quadzilla. That's pretty funny. If you didn't cost Rift Crystals, Quadzilla, I'd actually recruit you. Okay, you've got those snake daggers.
Finding of equipment enhancing materials to me, Master. I shall sniff them out.
You know, now that you say it, because Vega is a Street Fighter character, isn't it? So I bet that's one of the Capcom pawns. Like the ones they have in the game for people that don't have online access. Kitty is not with me. I'm going to see what level she's at. If you guys want me to bring Kitty, I will bring Kitty. I've aged shorefish. Bring that back to your master.
At least I go knowing
I traveled 13 days with Florence? Jeez.
Work together to honor
Vega is in
and
Bison?
trust.
I thought Vega was the one with the claw. Robin, are we short? I think we really are just short. Okay. I cannot summon Kitty here. It has to be a full Rift Crystal.
Troubling rumor has reached my ears, and methinks I ought to share it. 'Tis said that
Interesting. I know diddly squat about Street Fighter.
there
So,
is an illness pawns can contract beyond the rift that inflicts unspeakable harm on those around them. As it progresses, the pawn gradually loses all self-control and...
I'm going to head to the main city so that I can recruit Kitty. Let me make sure I'm going the right road. Let's take the north road, and we'll just hang a right every time we get that option.
That sounds most unpleasant. I do hope we shall remain free of it.
In traversing other worlds, I came to know of a
Shit.
presence in this area. Perchance
All right, guys. Dragon number 3.
It
seems our fight is not yet done.
battle cannot be avoided. It's fight or die.
Very well, I must.
Let my
That's cool that your heart, or the spot where your heart used to be, responds whenever a dragon is present. That's what that loud thumping was. Oh no, Vega's down. Guess what? Because I'm Magic Archer, just stay right there. Boom, Vega's back in the fight. Hell yeah. I've done a little bit more story. I did part of the request. Basically, I'm at the part where in the first game it was called the Wild Hunt. There are some haptics, yes. The recovery arrow, yes. It's my circle spell. It can heal, but at full charge, oh shoot, at full charge it can revive teammates, which is amazing. But I do have to equip it. Wise Blood's almost down, so I'm going to lock, and Vega stole that heal. Oh wow, we froze it. Wise Blood, stand still. Damn it. I want to say ice is a dragon's weakness, like elemental weakness, but I don't know if that's accurate. I think that's how it was in the first game, was for drakes. There is not bow tension to a Magic Archer because there's a lot of vibration and stuff, but there's no bow tension because there's no string. Come on. With some of these spells, the lock time is pretty rough. Wise Blood is another reference name. You've got a squad full of them. What's a Wise Blood a reference to? Okay, he's about to cast lightning. So I need to move. So drakes can cast magic, and when they get desperate, they cast meteorite spells, and they can group wipe. And it sucks. Oh, I also, drakes can mind control pawns, apparently. You leaving? I think he's leaving. What a bitch. We had him. We freaking had him.
Mayhap 'twill yield a sort of use.
Why don't we go take a look?
So something that I really like about Magic Archer, which this will allow Robin to open up, at least for my playthrough. I'm gonna ask for the advice of Jake and Brody to see how much they value the Thunder Augment, the Thunder Affinity. But with Magic Archer, the different spells are element based themselves. So for example, Blaze Fang Arrow, my bow is lit up red for fire, and it explodes. But for a set amount of time, I still carry that fire augment for my bow for basic attacks. So I basically can attune my own weapon. Which makes it to where, for me specifically, Thunder Affinity from Robin is a disadvantage. Because that affinity overrides the... What was that? I feel like something else is supposed to happen here, because that guy just kind of was like, well, I guess I'm banished, but Is that truly it?
What do you want with me, eh? You got a hankering for something?
What's that old fart's name?
It's not your place to question my
Someone look up what happens if I throw Jonas into a river. Someone look up what happens if I kill Jonas. Because I'm thinking about it. That's the big city over there. What's going on over there?
Isn't much of an adventure if all we do is make camp.
You know what, Vega, just for that,
We've grown tired from our
we're going to make camp. So we can get a food buff going. If I even have any food. I've got rotten food. Sure. Steak doesn't look too rotten. Or does it? I can't tell.
Well, we've eaten our fill. What say we settle our stomachs with a few hours sleep?
I'm just curious about this town. I feel like there was another quest that was supposed to happen that, like, maybe some time needs to pass. Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna just move on and then look it up. Wait, that Beastron's gone.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
It's a beautiful bikini there, Dante. You look kind of like Dante. Is Jonas in here? Yeah, he's just been standing.
It's not your place to question my decision. Now be gone with
You know what? I actually am going to look it up real quick. Because he's been kind of an ass the entire time. So, bear with me for just a second. Dragon's Dogma to kill Jonas. Okay, I found Jonas's page on the wiki. There are no Jonas-related tips or tricks. Wait. Okay, yeah, there's like nothing. So you can't save scum in this game, Kaylin. And so what happened to me, actually, I'm glad I came back here. I need to equip Ricochet. Or at least I need to equip a different... Where is the pawn guild? Have I been up to the old lighthouse? And is there a pawn guild? Try it so you can contribute to the community. Man, Kaylin's just like, do it. You won't do it. Kaylin, you play the role of evil Kermit quite well. I'm considering it. I'm very much considering it. Lighthouse. That's what I was going to look at. Yeah, I don't think I've been up there yet. Let's check it out. So Jake clued me in. Okay, good. Now that you guys are here, that reminds me. So last night, I don't know when each of you left the stream. Oh, is that Fiorin?
Can't do much on an empty stomach.
Nope, that's another Beastron that looks exactly like him. Oh, Wise Blood has those knives that glow whenever treasure's nearby. I forgot about that. I was wondering what that noise was. So last night, spent like 4 hours in the desert area trying to get through to find a port crystal or a working ox cart, basically so I wouldn't have to go back. Like, I wouldn't have to backtrack if I ever want to go back there. So what eventually happened was I got my crew after like the third attempt. I don't remember who was here for what, but I did get to the point where we pushed through the bandit blockade, killed everyone, and then went the thing that was blocking us was this supposed like dark tunnel, and this one chick was like, "Oh, I wouldn't go in there if I were you. It's filled with monsters at every turn." It was like, "Great, thanks for the warning." Now that I've fought for this for like 3 hours, but I pressed on, and it wasn't too bad. It didn't even take that long, but it was an underground passage to this volcanic island. And I say volcanic island, it was still very lush and green, but I found this dwarf who had married an elf, and someone had mentioned that in the desert town, and I thought that was kind of interesting. And so the dwarf asked me, is it really going to land here? But the dwarf had asked me to take him to this hot spring, basically. So I had to escort him, and that was a whole thing. And the whole time I was just like, I just need to see what this guy's reward is, and then I'll end the stream. And I was really hoping that at this sauna, this hot spring, whatever, there would be a rift crystal or an ox cart, like that'd be in Civilization. So when I took him there, it was a town. It was a small town. I took him to the hot spring, and he went in, and I met this other guy who has this tattoo on his chest that I thought looked familiar. We'll get back to him. So the dwarf goes into the hot spring, and his wife comes back, and she was very skeptical of me. She was like, "No one is this nice. No one does anything without ulterior motives." And his wife comes up to me. She's like, I guess I was wrong about you. You are a kind soul. And she had something on her back that I recognized. And I was like, there's no way. It was the conduit that I have on my back. And she said, let me repay you by teaching you the ways of the magic archer, because I am the magic archer meister. And it was like, there is no, like, I had spent 4 hours just going in basically throwing my head against the wall. I didn't know why. Like I said, literally the only reason I was moving in that direction was because I've come this far. I need to find a checkpoint so that when I have to go here again, I don't have to go through all this nonsense. And what I ended up finding was the one person in the game, I think, that can unlock the class that I wanted to play. It was destiny. It felt like fate. Yeah, it's all on stream. If you want to go watch the last 20 minutes of the stream sometime, you'll be able to see my reaction. But anyway, so that guy with the familiar tattoo on his chest, that tattoo is the symbol of the Warfarer, which is the secret ultimate hybrid class, basically. It has the ability to swap between class weapons, so it basically can run... It can run every class at once, but with some kind of drawbacks. It's the jack of all trades class. That's the guy that teaches you how to be a warfarer, but you have to give him a set number of drinks or something, and I only had one. So through that frustrating as hell, which, by the way, that's the island over there. That's it way over there. I wish I could zoom in because... Gosh, this game is deceptively really pretty. Like, just the landscapes are excellent. So yeah, I stumbled upon the way to unlock the Magic Archer and the way to get the Warfarer. So all I need now is the Trickster and the Mystic Spearhand, both of which I really want to try. Trickster, I mainly want to see what kind of augments it has. The Trickster is a basically all support class that creates illusions and can't really deal weapon damage, but it can buff teammates, like it buffs pawns, and can debilitate enemies. So I'm very intrigued by it. Because in a game, like, if this was a co-op game, that would make perfect sense. But in a game where playing a full support class means that you're relying on AI or NPCs, that could go either way. Did you ever end up finding the port crystal? No. No, I did not. So, here's the other part of that story. Earlier, I went to a random... I think I can find it on the map. I was just kind of looking around that because the Magick Archermeister, this is their house right here. I went back there, and she was like, "Hey, I want to learn more about about you and other travelers. So can you take me on a journey?" And sure enough, her journey asked me to take her here to the desert village. So we backtracked, and I did all of this today. We backtracked through the cave all the way up here, took her to the village, and I actually maxed out my affinity with her. So I may have accidentally ruined their marriage. We'll see. And then after I did that, I just decided to keep looking around and then saw this. And then I ended up going to Dragon's Breath Tower right there. That's where I fought dragon number 2, I believe. And this is very important, if you have any interest in playing Dragon's Dogma 2, take this lesson to heart.
I'll gather this.
Fairy stones. Let me see if I can find one in my inventory, what they look like. Yeah, these guys, fairy stones. This is your only means of like true fast travel, where you from anywhere on the map you can teleport to another location. You can travel to port crystals, which is why I was looking for a port crystal, because I was basically like, hey, if I find a port crystal way over here, then I'll be able to do quick jumps with fairy stones. And fairy stones are yes, it's better than Skyrim. Fairy stones are what everybody was pissed off about, that they thought that, oh, they paywalled fast travel. You can just buy fairy stones with money. You don't need to. I've found like 8 fairy stones in my time playing this game. But here's the important part. Only use fairy stones for emergencies. Have at least one on you at all times. Because what happened to me at that dragon tower, I ended up, because I made a ill-advised jump, I got glitched underneath the map. And it immediately autosaved. So I had 2 options. Actually, no, I only had one option, because the only way that I know of to load to previous in location is if you die. I couldn't die. So if I had not had a fairy stone, I would have soft locked my game. Actually, no, I would have hard locked my game. I would have been literally stuck and unable to do anything. So, fairy stones, always have one on you. Do not waste them willy-nilly on just unimportant fast travel. They are meant for situations where, you remember the thing that happened where I rested and then got ambushed, and that was my save point. Situations like that are what fairy stones are for. So yeah. What did I come back? I was looking for the vocation guild. Is there not one here? I guess not. All right, let's get out of here. Yeah, let's just go to the big city. Let's go to the big city. Oh, that reminds me. I need to go to the... I did tell Jake that. I told him that immediately.
One whom I served preferred to have beastrons for allies.
Each to their own.
Rest assured, Master, you'll hear nary an idle word from me.
That is hilarious. Joker heard Vega running his mouth and was like, recruit me and you won't have to deal with that. This is still the base bow for Magick Archer. I've only seen one other one at a vendor Monty, but I managed to upgrade this one enough to where the improvements from that other bow were not worth the amount. because things are expensive.
Magick, imbue your weapon with the
And I've been focused more on, just to be honest, I've been playing Fashion Dogma a little bit. Really, I just want Robin to look a little bit more like he's from his game. That cloak he's got, the shoulder cloak, could not have gotten more lucky with that, because I don't know if you remember what Robin looks like in Smash or in Fire Emblem, but that's kind of the pattern of his cloak. So to have even one piece that kind of looks like what he wears in his game, that actually got me really excited to work on his appearance a bit. Come on, lock. Okay.
You'll not live to regret this.
I love that spell. I don't think I'm going to bring it as a primary part of my kit because it doesn't work with the build I'm going for, but it's so cool. I actually haven't watched any of those trailers yet. I didn't know that Penguin had a trailer. I knew about the other ones. I'm a little worried about Acolyte just because of what I've heard about the creator. And again, that's just me saying, that's not me saying it's going to suck. That's me saying, based on the little bit of information I have concerns. See, I've been buying equipment, Monty, but a lot of that is also because I've been playing a lot of different vocations. So I've been trying to find kind of a look and gear that I like for all of them. But I will say, not being in that freaking desert has given me the opportunity to stock up on so many curatives. Like, I just made 14 salubrious droughts. So I've got plenty of healing potions, which feels great. Because, man, that desert was a desert.
Our respective abilities are unique as well.
Robin is so optimistic and, like, whatever Vega's voiced inclination is, I've had to deal with that a lot, and he's a whiny bitch.
I grant you lightning's fangs.
What am I hearing? So that's definitely a griffin. Oh, Cyclops. Let's kill this Cyclops. Did you know you can buy a house, by the way? So I did a quest in the main city where a girl was like, hey, can you live in my house for a week? And I slept in it. I was like, yeah, sure. Slept in it once and then left for a week, and she came back. That's one of the things I'm returning to. I assume that, does she like offer to sell it to you or something? So see, rivet shot. Oh crap! Oh crap! That's unlucky. So I'll explain the difference between rivet shot and downpour volley. So rivet shot, see how it's all kind of focusing on one spot and one enemy. If I switch to downpour volley, I can just lock all over the enemy. So to me, that in terms of just hitting one enemy, obviously it's more useful for hitting a multitude of targets. But for hitting one enemy with downpour volley, if I am augmented with fire, to me that makes more sense to catch them on fire if I'm hitting every point of them with some fire buildup. And there we go. Whew. You know what? Let's jump on him. I want to see what the Magic Archer does. Literally punches. Okay. Okay, Magic Archer is not meant to climb onto enemies at all. Because conversion is still my triangle. Yeah, there. And conversion to my... Oh, it's still alive. It's still alive. Hold on. Yeah,
Now I can report a successful hunt.
Well said.
I'll have to see if that's part of that quest.
It's broken.
Really, I should probably start selling some of my crafting materials. I've definitely been hoarding those, and I know I don't need as many as I have. And once I get...
So the fun begins again.
No, crispy bacon!
Very well, I must.
Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.
And I think a lot of why, again, just kind of on the topic of why Magic Archer works and Archer doesn't in this game, I think a lot of it has to do with the Archer. Friend or foe? Friend or foe? Friend. Okay. The Archer felt like they were trying to make it viable closer up. And the Magic Archer, it very much feels like they said, none of this is going to work trying to do any kind of like melee stuff or climbing on top of enemies, anything. Like, the Magic Archer knows where it is supposed to be, and it sticks to that, and it's a better class for it because it doesn't waste any of its, I guess, capacity as to what a class has. It doesn't waste any of that with trying to keep up with up-close stuff. The Archer does.
Used as a material.
The Archer is given stuff that aids it in disengagement, but that disengagement with, you know, the jump kick, that still requires you to be closer than you realistically should be. So they tried to give the Archer close range engagement options when it really needed more love on what it could do from a range, or what honestly I think the Archer really needs to make it feel a lot more cohesive is it needs some kind of dodge, some kind of thing where it can rapidly relocate, even just in small steps, so that it can keep itself at a distance rather than needing to be able to respond when something inevitably gets close to you. Magic Archer doesn't need that, I don't think, because it has enough in the way of utility and support where something as much of a powerhouse as it is at a distance, I think if you can get through to it, like just thinking in terms of if I'm fighting against a team of enemies that has a Magic Archer, that Magic Archer is probably going to be top priority. That or a Sorcerer. And I think that is that is an understandable and justifiable weakness for this class. To where it needs its team. It's largely a support class. So for it to not have the ability to be its own wall or to effectively disengage, it makes sense. It needs a team. I can ask my bro about his money sim techniques. He has 80,000 last time I saw him. That's like that 80,000 is a lot. It's more than I've had at any one point, but I've just been spending a lot. Like I've bought gear that has costed like 20,000 some, I think. And a lot of that was because I ran across items that I just thought, oh wow, I really like the look of that. And I was worried that it was at a merchant that would leave. And so it was kind of like, if I don't buy this now, will it be here later kind of mentality.
Was a trial indeed.
So I've just, really a lot of it is probably just, I have not been good at conserving my money.
What other outcome could there have been?
So yeah, I really do feel like the classes other than the Archer, and I've played a lot of them. I have yet to play any of the I guess, strength classes. And I need to. I definitely need to try out the fighter to see if I can get any encumbrance boosts. Now or never, I respect what you do more. I always worry about how much I spend in a game, so I'm going to try to be more. Yeah. It's that whole thing of...
We're almost upon
Say, weren't we tasked with another
There's a meme where it was like...
It's worth considering.
someone gets like a rare potion and they're like, got it, hoard it like a dragon, never touch it, save it save it for a time of need but never use it because you're always worried that a bigger time of need is going to come later. That tends to be how I am in especially like survival horror games. But in this game,
fascinating tale, those soldiers out
with how dynamic it can be, you can miss opportunities. And so I kind of, playing the first game really helped learn that lesson of, if you find something that you know you're going to want, you'll always get more gold. Vega, I know I said this with another character, but Vega sounds like he's voiced by Tim Curry.
Go on.
Go on. Yo, I can get glasses? I might need to get glasses. That's pretty funny. It's a lot of rift crystals, though. Jeez.
Pleasure doing business with.
I can't believe they put microtransactions in this game where you have to pay for rift crystals to get glasses that you don't need, that don't affect the game. Which you don't. You just need to get a lot of rift crystals by playing the game. Hello, Gerald. Are you supposed to be Geralt? Where are your pants? Geralt wears pants. Gerald likes to party. Fuzzy. All right, let's see how Kitty's doing. Oh, there's Skunk. That's Brody's pawn. Brody, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I can't use Skunk. I can't. Mainly because I've got mages covered. Get Skunk to be a sorcerer, then we'll talk. But also, Skunk's just pretty low level. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I haven't looked at any of the microtransactions. Oh, Jake. Give her some more
Never
clothes.
did I dream you would grow so mighty arisen. You're a sight to
Oh,
behold.
that's mighty kind of you. I am going to miss Vega a little bit. You know what? Take a ripened apple.
All told, I'm rather satisfied with my performance.
What marvelous ill fortune.
I will never get over how to pronounce that name. Like, because every time I see it, it's like Ralph Fiennes, but isn't it like Ray Fiennes? Is how you pronounce that name? It's something weird. Yeah, again, that's one of those things where Rift crystals, the Rift vendors, as far as I've seen, and as far as I know from previous game, they don't go anywhere. Rift crystals are never a pressing currency. So you just play the game, work with other pawns, and you earn Rift crystals. That is one of those that, even if the prices are fine, I'm never going to do it because I never, like, what's the point? But again, because the...
Why are you there? Your presence is who's the one requesting? I didn't ask. There's not a...
Okay, cool. So I'm going to meet with the black guy again. So, like, the landscape of gaming has changed, where
Well, then, you will soon forget
a lot of people, and Jake even has, at one point, I think when we were talking about Starfield, said that where he was in his life, he had money to burn. He didn't have time to burn. So that's why he opted in to get the early access for Starfield, even though it was more money, because time was a currency that he didn't have enough of. And so there are people out there that put more value on their time than their money. And if people want to do that, that's fine. As long as it doesn't affect the rest of us as a whole, who cares? Apparently a lot of people care, but I don't understand getting so frustrated or angry at something that, as far as I've been able to tell, is entirely inconsequential. I could be wrong. I have yet to be wrong, though. Like, I have yet to see myself to be wrong with this game. It's not perfect. But as far as the microtransactions go, I've not been pushed to buy them if there's been zero prompt. No, Kalen, fast travel does not cost real money in this game. I'll explain that in a second. If I didn't know about how much people have been complaining, I wouldn't even know that there were microtransactions in this game. Because, typically when you play like a big AAA developer game that has season passes or microtransactions, you get hit with ads for those things at some point when you play the game. This game hasn't done that. There is a store page on PlayStation that I would have to seek out. But Kalen, like we were talking about with Fairy Stones earlier, you can buy those, I believe, with real money. If you wanted to have more of them, but you find them all over the world. I've got 4. I've got 4 in my storage right now. I think I've got 2 on me, maybe 4. So I'm never going to need to buy those. So I'm never going to. But some people who don't like the aspect of this game that is having to kind of journey everywhere, that doesn't have an aux cart network. If those people are like, I don't have time for all this walking around, I just want to experience the story, or I just want to get to the point. Those people that value their time over their money, they can buy Fairy Stones if they want to. That is what supposedly costs money. Nothing is paywalled. It's just shortcuts. I could, and again, I could be wrong, but like I said, I'm not engaging with the microtransactions in this game, so I don't. All I know is what I've seen people complain about.
I should be glad to assist.
Bolt chain stake. I was not a fan of that spell, personally. How's the grind? Let me put it this way. I played for a couple hours this afternoon. I got Magic Archer maybe 30 minutes before getting off last night. Then played a couple hours this afternoon. And I've been playing for about an hour now. I think I'm 1 rank away from maxing out Magic Archer. To say there's not even a grind. There's not. It has as much of a grind as I would say as any RPG, but I would honestly say that just in terms of the leveling process, it feels more generous than other RPGs. See, that makes more sense. So you can place up to 10 port crystals in the world. So port crystals are the locations that you can fast travel to. It basically is an item in your inventory. You go to the location that you want to become a port location. You drop the port crystal, and it's a fast travel location. That still exists in the main game, but I've yet to find a port crystal. And really, it's a shortcut. To use those egregiously, to me, is robbing yourself of some of the best stuff this game has to offer. what I meant to do. Ricochet Hunter.
Do come again.
Yeah, but the thing that gets people, like the people that criticize this game having microtransactions at all, are the same people who are okay with the microtransactions that you'd find in any kind of multiplayer game or battle pass game or whatever. And the distinction there is that one is single player, one is not. And I get that, but you know, if you're gonna hate one, hate it all, honestly, because multiplayer games being exploitative with that practice is the reason that those kinds of things do creep over into all other games. So if you're going to draw the line somewhere, draw it where it started.
Good tidings, friend. How have you been keeping? As for me, I made the most of my week-long sojourn. You see, I grew so fond of, and that's when I thought
Aha, I was right.
I've my relocation costs to consider, but I'd sell it to you cheap as I can afford.
Exactly, Caitlin. Which it's like with Outward. The best experiences Outward has to offer are the fact, like the times when you are just going like the journey itself. Like the story wasn't great, the quests were not great, like the memorable parts were going places because there was so much, like it felt perilous. You felt like you had to prepare for any venture anywhere. And Outward and Dragon's Dogma are the two games that I think of just in terms of RPG sense that really have that deeply in their DNA, and something would feel lost without that.
Well, friend, what say you? Sorry, I am to hear it. 'Tis the dream of many to own a home, master. Shall we gather the requisite funds to make it our own?
That's not super duper expensive. That person's daggers are starting to annoy me a little bit.
Welcome to Pure, and quality is what you need if you want to support.
Oh, I gave that guy a ripened quince, by the way. And his family was like, please don't encourage him to read this grimoire. The grimoire is literally killing him. They were like, please stop. So.
Bye. So before you check the price, just hope to see you again.
So let's see what all I have to do here. Is that all it amounted to? What? Yeah, I'll go over there real quick. Might as well before I meet with Brant. I might as well try to complete another quest that he's
Look, master.
trying to get me to do.
Treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to reach it.
Oh, no, it's still going. Because he was like, hey, I need you to find this other part of the grimoire for me. And because he's like trying to do it for his family or whatever, but it's like killing him. He lost his left eye because he keeps reading the grimoire. And so he's like losing his eyesight and he's just falling apart. And his family pulled me aside elsewhere in the town after I talked to him. And they were like, please stop. So I have to decide what I'm going to do about that. Probably not going to humor him anymore.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
They can.
Yeah,
be
but
most
it's headed the wrong way, though.
Though they only travel during the day.
Nah, it was just some merchant.
Weird to break it. It shan't be from this side.
True enough. In another world, I learned that a forgotten riftstone lies nearby. Shall I escort you there, Master?
Sure.
Pray, follow me. I know the way, so there's no chance of our getting lost.
His family seems fine, though. That's a quest that I probably am going to look up, like, the differences for.
Over here, if you please. We have reached our destination.
Good find, Robin. So, for last year, for me personally, Kaylin, Alan Wake 2 was my game of the year. However, I think Baldur's Gate 3 objectively deserved that title. Like, it deserved the recognition it got. Again, Keeley's Game Awards are a sham. It's all political. It's all an ass-kissing contest, and you know how I feel about that, and him. But Baldur's Gate 3, believe the hype. Even if you're not into that style of game, the amount of just intentional design and care that went into it, and how seemingly difficult it is to break the game or to cause it to miss a beat is astounding. The worst part about Baldur's Gate 3, and I'll get back to Alan Wake. I almost said Alan Wake in a second, but the worst part about Baldur's Gate 3, and I stand by this, which is why the news of them not working on a Baldur's Gate 4 or any DLC was encouraging to me. The worst part about Baldur's Gate 3 is the fact that it's D&D. And that it's tied to D&D structure and D&D bullshit. I don't like D&D and being too at the mercy of dice rolls. And like, I've just never been a fan of how that game structure operates. So when the worst part about that game is the property it's attached to, and everything else is game of the year worthy, that tells you how special Larian is as a studio. But we played through all of Alan Wake 2 on the channel. We played some Baldur's Gate, but it got too ridiculous with with 4 players. Baldur's Gate, while it did deserve Game of the Year, I also think it deserves the first ever Worse with Friends award, because when you play that game with like even 3 people, there are not enough safeties in place that prevent bad actors like Matt trying to steal a dude's wallet, even though he was a bard, not a thief, and he knew this, and then getting thrown in jail. Like, players being able to act independently from the group cause a lot of problems. And the fact that there's so many just random cutscenes that can happen, and no matter what, or at least last time I played, you were stuck doing cutscenes with the skill checks of the player that started the cutscene. Damn it. Oh my gosh. Please, 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 please. Oh my gosh, you've got to be freaking kidding me. Okay, no, he won't fall. I just used a Cyclop as a bridge. I have beaten Baldur's Gate 3, yes. And it was great. I thought it was fantastic. But Alan Wake 2 delivered one of the most unique and unforgettable experiences I'll ever have in the space. And I'm not just talking about the musical or Dark Ocean summoning or like those high moments. The whole game felt special. And it was not perfect. Saga Anderson, who everybody seems to be like, oh yeah, she's a great addition to the Alan Wake canon. She's not. She's even worse than Jesse Faden. Like, I don't know if it's the writing or if it's they give weird notes to the actresses or just the actresses are bad, or if just Sam Lake doesn't know how to write women. Like, I don't know what it is, but both Jesse and Saga are the worst part of their respective games, which their respective games are otherwise incredible. Do I really have to go the other way? Because there's a giant rock in the way. Are you kidding me? But yeah, Saga was the worst part of the game. She was so boring, had no personality, and she, like any time that she interacted with Alan, it felt like fan fiction. Not any time, but a lot of the times it did. It just kind of felt like Saga would hijack the story and be like, this is our story now. And to longtime fans of Alan Wake, for those of us that have been waiting to see him get out of the dark place, for it to suddenly be about this character who is struggling with the thought of whether or not she's a good mother, it was like, this is not the time for this. This, don't hijack this already existing character that we love. Don't get in the way of his story. And I will admit, sometimes, like with a game like that, that's a sequel that's such a long time in the making, you can need characters like that that are the audience surrogate, right? Someone who is experiencing the world for the first time. Therefore, people experiencing the world for the first time, the people that didn't play the first one, they are getting fed information through a realistic way because they're experiencing the story within the lens of somebody who is also experiencing it for the first time. So I can understand the need for that, but they just dropped the ball with her character. Conceptually, she was fine, but they tried to weave her too deeply within the established canon, and they tried to make her story too personal and too much about like her daughter and the way her daughter perceives her and her feelings as a mother and all this stuff, when that would probably work anywhere else. But we never meet her daughter. We never meet her husband. We don't really know anything about her other than she is a good detective, even though it's kind of implied that the only reason she's a good detective is because she has otherworldly powers. So it's like those feelings of self-doubt you have about yourself, maybe they are true, because the only things the only reason you've succeeded at being a detective is because you can literally scry into people's minds. You know, like, it didn't really work. That being said, literally the one of only like 3 complaints I can think of, and the other 2, I know one of them with it being the flashlight mechanic. I think they made it, they leaned a bit too much into the survival crafting aspect for the flashlight mechanic, but the only like real criticism I have of the game is Saga and her writing. This game was still phenomenal, and it felt like in true Sam Lake fashion, it felt like an event. Whenever Remedy comes out with a game, it feels like a moment in the industry. That is the best way I think I can put Alan Wake, is that it felt like a moment in fiction writing and in storytelling within a video game space. Oh, hey, Courtney.
Time we pressed on, wouldn't you say, Master?
We were talking about Saga from Alan Wake 2, the most boring character on the planet. She's not even boring. She's just an alien. Like, she doesn't act human. I don't need every character to be entertaining or quippy or... No, that's not what this is. It's literally... Yeah, the cardboard cutout. Thank you, Courtney. Courtney was there for a lot of our playthroughs, so she knows. But she just... Nothing she said, I believed. There was... Her performance lacked any kind of believability. It felt like I said, I don't know whose fault it was, but it felt like either the actress was bad, or she'd never done voice work, or like, oh shoot, like, you know how with good like facial motion capture in games where you can a performance is more than just the words. It's body language. Like we're at a place in video games where acting in a video game is on level of acting in a film in a lot of ways. None of that felt present with Saga. Like even in the live action portions, she was just stiff as a board and never felt any emotion. And like the line reads all felt like she got no notes. Like I said, I don't know what it was. I just know that it all felt off. So I don't know how I'm supposed to get over there. I really should have really done myself in with this. Okay. But yeah, Alan Wake 2. Did I like Forspoken? I never even considered touching Forspoken. That game was so not for me that it's hilarious. Because for me, something that turns me off of games, or I guess of stories in general, when you have this story that could very easily be a human story, right? Of someone like the isekai kind of thing of I was in the real world, now I'm in a fantasy world. There's a lot of human stories you can tell in that. And I'm just going to like talk about a lot of the things I didn't like about Forspoken. And again, this is coming from someone that never even touched Forspoken, who was turned off of it like from the moment it was revealed. So this could all be wrong. This is just all the impression that I got. But the way they talked about the writing in that game felt in a way racially charged. And like, when I see that in a game where it's like, this story doesn't seem like that dealing with the characters, like what does it mean to be like a black woman in today's world, like that kind of stuff. This is not the place to tell that story. And it felt very much like it didn't know what it wanted to be. And so it just kind of took themes that are either talking points or something that people are passionate about. And it was like, let's apply that to this game that we don't really know what we want to do with it. So it was a mixture of that. It was the Joss Whedon level dialogue, the whole, I'm talking to a freaking cuff. Yeah, things are pretty crazy. That whole thing, that really turned me off of it. It very much felt like
Whatever 'tis you need, I
the best way I can probably, but the quickest way I can say what I feel about it is that it felt ill-advised. The whole thing just felt ill-advised. The only thing that looked remotely interesting about it was the gameplay, and even that seemed just kind of flashy, and that it would get old fast. And Jake played it, and if I remember right, Jake forgot that he played it, or at least like he. I feel like he said at one point he was like, "Oh shoot, I played Forspoken this year," like something like that. Where do I go to get there? But I can't do anything. The way is blocked. It's like super blocked. Yeah. So I didn't play Forspoken. Ask Jake about it. I'll tell you what, though, if we're talking about games from last year that really not enough people talk about, Jedi Survivor. Was so good. And a lot of it, something about the like Cal Kestis's experiences, like I guess especially Jedi Survivor, because Jedi Fallen Order was, I had these realizations when I was playing it. Let me see if I can kind of dig into my mind and remember. Redhead, short hair boy, but yes, Courtney. It's kind of a Souls-like where it takes place between episodes 3 and 4. You play as one of the few surviving Jedi. So let's say it this way, and this may not be the best way to say it, but this is kind of where my head's at right now. Jedi Fallen Order was a lot about trying to move on, or trying to find a purpose, basically. It was a lot about PTSD, which is a theme for Cal Kestis' character, and it was about what does it mean to survive, I guess, funny enough, because it was like once the Jedi Order fell, Cal just kind of continued to exist, and it was a quiet existence that felt meaningless. And then, of course, he groups up with Seer, and his life is given meaning, and he's given a war to fight. Jedi Survivor, the narrative takes an interesting shift to where, rather than being a lot about really trauma is the central point of Fallen Order, because Cal has to get through his trauma to unblock his connection to the Force. And reliving Order 66 in that game was so good. Where like there was, I'm going to rant about Jedi for a little bit. Just bear with me. Try to take notes. When you're playing as Kid Cal in a flashback, the day that Order 66 takes place, or at least it's around that time, they use those flashbacks as a means of Cal tackling his trauma, because you see it as Cal is confronting it in his mind. So the flashbacks were used as a means of a tutorial. It's all of them, Courtney. The Magick Archer is the move for me. We talked about that a bit earlier. But Cal is constantly having to look at his trauma and confront it and learn to move on. Or learn to accept that it happened, I guess. And there's a really powerful moment that a lot of people may not even think about, but to me, I really connect with moments where I'm connecting with a character on an emotional level, and on a story level, to where I'm really sucked in. There's a moment where I think you're doing just like a training session with Cal, where he's like learning how to double jump or do like a force pull jump or something like that. And his master is like, come up here, like make your way to me. That's the challenge. And you're, I think, on just like a starship during the Clone Wars, because Cal was a Padawan during the Clone Wars. And there's a moment where when you and this is all in gameplay, you climb up one of those platforms, a clone trooper shoots at you. He takes a single shot, and like it's your instinct to block it. And in that moment, I'm gonna stop the dialogue in this game for a second. In that moment, my heart sank, because it was like, this is it. This is Order 66. It's happening. And like, I felt myself get that moment of like, when with scenes like that, they're hard to watch because you have to watch all these characters, you know they're going to die. So it was like that moment where you get in a pit in your stomach where you know you're about to be sad. And then Cal says, he calls out the clone trooper and he said, "Hi, you almost got me there, like 412 or whatever." And the clone laughs, like he chuckles. And it was this moment of just visceral connection to Cal Kestis as a character. That wasn't Order 66. That was a clone with a gun, his blaster set to stun, who Jaro Tapal, Cal's master, had said, "Hey, try to hit him when he climbs up to see if he reacts fast enough." It was part of his training. But us, through the eyes of Cal, remembering that moment, we felt that trauma of the sight of a clone trooper raising a gun against us. I don't know if that's what they intended, but that hit me. Because, again, it was all in gameplay, and it was just a really quick passing moment. And then, it just keeps going. It's all gameplay. And just something about that
Best go elsewhere, friend.
really kind of spoke to what Fallen Order was about. And this is the first game. We're not even talking about Survivor yet. Where it's about confronting trauma and learning to move on and to live. So fast forward to Survivor, and it's a bit of a time jump. Cal has, and you do have to experience Order 66 in a later flashback in Fallen Order, and it's tragic. It's awful, but like in the best way possible, because Order 66 is such a good narrative device for character writing in Star Wars. That's why they keep revisiting it, because it's such a good focal point for someone to have experienced on any side. So in Jedi Survivor, some time has passed where Cal is trying to cling on to the friendships he had, the people that got him through his trauma and the motivation that got him through it, which was basically bring back the Jedi Order. And Survivor is a lot about Cal not moving on past his trauma, but I guess moving on in general, like accepting that life changes, people change. And if someone is so set in their ways and rigid, then they will never be happy. Because a lot of it is about him learning that, or needing to come to terms with the fact that the thing that gave him purpose in Fallen Order, it's a lost cause. Yeah, rebuilding afterwards. Yeah. And being okay with things with plans changing. And not being afraid of what comes next, I guess. Because in Fallen Order, Cal needs to learn to after looking backwards, that gives him the ability to look forwards. But Survivor is kind of about learning to not look backwards too much, to not dwell on what can't be, what is gone. Learning to let go, to a form of acceptance. I kind of want to see what this looks like. Yeah, I like that. See, this is what happens, Monty. I waste my money on things I don't need, but I want. Yeah, that's the neck wrap I already had. How tall are your characters? My characters, I thought I made them like between like 5'9" and 5'11". Because I think I'm about 5'10". I think I did it wrong. Because my characters are pretty short. Screw it, I'm getting the Prowler kerchief. I can wear that, right? Yeah, I can. Anyone can wear it. Okay.
Always a pleasure.
I did, Monty. I did get things from Hobby Lobby. And I need to figure out what I'm going to do with them. Wait. I don't like the way that looks on the back. And also, dang, that sucks. So, Monty, you remember how I said, if they have Wing Zero Endless Waltz real grade for that cheap, I was going to pick it up and I was going to send it to you. They did, and I picked it up. But they also had, and this is a legitimate thing that I'm trying to figure out, because I know you said Wing Zero Endless Waltz, the one with the angel wings, was your favorite. They also had that in Master Grade for like $45. So I picked up both. So I have a real grade and a Master Grade, and I'm trying to figure out which one I want to send you. Because I don't know if I even want a Master Grade of that one, because I like that one, but it's not my favorite. And I know you said you don't have a Master Grade, and since it's your favorite, I kind of want to just send you the Master Grade. Because I think it'd be cool for you to get a Master Grade version of your favorite suit. So
How do you know to expect you? Why not ask
I'm trying to decide on what I want to do. But either way, you're getting one of them eventually. It also just kind of depends on how much it is to ship a box that far. Absolutely, Monty. So the feeling I got between finding Dynamez at the Gundam pop-up in New Orleans and building it was such a cool feeling. Like, it was just so fun to get to do that. And the same thing with finding Wing Phoenix Rebirth. And like, if I can give someone else that feeling, like if I can help them, get their kit, I think that's a cool thing to be able to do. So I'm gonna look into it.
Naturally, I'm not the only one. You're the second arisen to come to Vermont, and in response, I misunderstand. I'm no ally. Those who deal in information must never.
Gonna have to add looking for Gundam Kits to my next trip to Hobby Lobby, along with Wreath stuff. Courtney, let me know what you find. There are certain ones that I'm looking for. Apparently, store-wide, they have, because it was the 40% off thing. Store-wide, they are doing, or I guess it's,
you, sir, are worthy of inheriting my.
Oh, it's the Thief Meister.
Once mastered, it will allow you to fell all foes.
Yo, okay. dude just handed me the secret technique that thieves have.
What else you care to ask?
Okay, I'll take it. But anyway, those daggers are so annoying. So that I don't know, Courtney. But they did. If you do go to Hobby Lobby and you see the Zeta Gundam Master Grade, it goes regularly for $80, and right now Hobby Lobby is selling their Gundam kits for 40% off. So that would drop it to about like $50. Yeah, let me know if you find that. I'll pay you back. That was the one that I knew that shows up on their website, but it says out of stock on their website. So I assume it's just out of stock everywhere. Yeah, okay. I'm hoping their stock changes
Well done, everyone.
semi-regularly,
You have
Monty.
acquired a maester's teaching, an important milestone in mastering any vocation.
Tis an honor and a privilege to serve a master.
Anna's got her
so
earbuds in. She's
accomplished.
watching the show on YouTube, but I will tell her you said, hey, Kaylin, once she pulls those off. Did I do the quest? Okay, so I'm not done investigating, apparently. Courtney, you need to see us fight a dragon. Fighting, well, a drake, I guess. Fighting drakes with, as a magic archer is a ton of fun.
Is there aught else you'd care to offer, you say? I've lived in this village many a year, but is there aught else you'd care to ask? You're curious? What naturally, I'm not the only one. You're the second arisen to come. In response, oops, don't misunderstand. Those who deal in information must... Is there aught else you care to ask? If aught about our... What is here that thief to begin with? Of course, you are no exception. Which is to say, you... Is there aught else you care to ask? Aye. Take care then.
So, guy's clearly holding out on me. But something tells me I can't, shake him for info.
Just imagine the coin we'd gain from selling this.
Whether or not we make the sale is for the Arisen to decide.
I love how much of a Boy Scout Robin is. You're doing a great job, buddy. Okay, so that guy was not really of any help. So the Maester, I assume the way this works, there is an NPC for each class in the game where they are the Maester. They are the master of that vocation. The lady that taught me how to be a magic archer, she was the Maester of Magic Archer, and she actually gave me the Maester scroll for that. So it sounds like when you talk to the Maester and you've leveled up in a vocation enough, they deem you worthy of the ultimate technique of their respective vocation. So that scroll he gave me taught me... Okay. Taught me the Thief Maester technique. And I also have the Magic Archer one, but I don't know how to equip it. So I'm really hoping I didn't screw it up. Where'd this kid go? The kid went through the house, right? Like, am I crazy? I don't know why Jake
I'll go and open the chest.
took Kitty's pants from her. Jake, if you're listening, give Kitty back her pants.
Fine place to harvest some ingredients.
We shall
Oh,
wait
gosh.
here till your business is done.
Please tell me the kid's down here. Oh, good, an obstacle course. Yeah, that probably is what it is, Monty. Which is another reason why I decided it was probably best to not make a female character, because Japan be weird about that kind of stuff. Caves, my one weakness. Okay. Ugh. This feels like something I'll only be able to get if I am running mage or maybe thief. Ugh. Not a fan. Let's see if I can self-cast recovery arrow. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Wait. Ha! I can. That's nice.
Is this where you've been all this time?
Where are you?
Far from where we agreed to meet up.
Do take care not to stray so far next time.
I don't even know why I'm doing this.
You made it after all. Guess that means I win. Dear me.
Hey.
You didn't disappoint, did you? You've done well. Seems only fair I answer any figures you'd want to know about. We're supposed to be neutral. Ordinarily, I wouldn't say a word about one of our jobs. But I suppose I can tell you. His real name is Dara. He was one, but he's been exiled.
I think it might be Monty.
We had no choice, see. After he went off to play the false arisen,
False origin.
we're men and women of shadow. That's why he was cast out. That all you wanted to ask? What can I say? Not many people bother with this place. Luckily for me, you were different.
This wasn't that hard to find. Literally stumbled upon it.
Anyway, most visitors get fooled into going up to the manor.
I did. I just looked slightly in your backyard.
Packing with a trifle, and if they don't question it, good riddance. We only train the rare few who make it here. Some that all you wanted to ask? For all this, Dara was in line to become the next thief maester, but he failed. Took a massive injury.
So wait, are you the thief maester, or is the guy upstairs the thief maester?
So the title fell to me. That's when he went off, saying he used the scar in his chest to pose as the original. And what a scheme that turned. Still, you'd have a hard time proving that he's not who he says he is. But we can't have him thinking that he gets to go. Me thinks he needs something to remind him of it. Now, as to the maester's teacher, not sure you'll be able to.
There's more than one maester handbook? Huh.
That all you wanted to
It'd be really funny if what the guy upstairs taught me was like a really useless move. And like the decoy bit that he, or like, because, well, I don't know, he's not really a decoy, he's more of just a... Are you the little girl?
You're here. I've been waiting.
Okay. Sorry, Litra girl? Alright, thanks for the party. Finally, some new daggers. Oh, he's a big rat. I thought she was missing her arms. I thought that door was sketchy. Cool. Okay, so... Yep, so I gotta go talk to Brant now. Back to... I'll remember this city's name one day. Vernworth. Back to Vernworth.
Well met, sir.
Oh yeah, are you the you're the one I got the thing from. I don't even know if those are better.
Be of service. Do come again.
Not buying? That's just as well.
I wonder, does Kitty still have the backpack or the camp pack that I gave her? Nope. It got destroyed in the ocean when she drowned herself.
Browsing was enough to scratch the itch in my case.
So how's everybody doing?
Mike, do you consider licensing your pack, Master?
I would love to.
Let's
But
see.
no one else. I can't trust
Do without.
anybody else to not lose any valuables in my pack. Oh. Well. What do you know what happens if like if I just return them to their owner? Like if I dismiss them, does that stuff go to storage? Yeah, that would be my assumption as well. I'm going to give Robin all of the food that can go bad that we can cook, because Robin, as a sorcerer, is a cool little quirk of his, has a augment that I gave him that slows the degradation of items. So, like, he can put perishables in stasis. Just a cool little...
Aught has changed since
Augment.
we last came. I hope this does not bode ill.
I cannot fault your memory.
Looking up what stuff in what big-ass reference book. Not interested. That guy was about to
Statue.
pitch his worth to me.
Is guiding us somewhere.
I can foresee no reason not to go see it up close.
Where? Wolves hunting packs. I shouldn't have done that. Oh my gosh.
We've no choice but to take the longer way around.
Forgive me if I do not jump for joy.
Prepare for battle!
That sucked for you, guy. Alright, this guy's going to try to sneak up on us, so I'm going to charge up
I will protect you.
Ricochet Hunter and turn into a machine gun.
Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
Yeah, I don't know how I got out of that, guys. Let's just be glad it happened and move on.
Traveling beyond the rift, I came upon.
I know precisely.
I don't
when
care.
curative is-
She says she knows precisely when a curative is needed, so I'd say right about now.
Triumph will spur us into the next.
I really hope that the pawns don't get, like, I don't get punished for my harshness towards just vocal pawns. This does seem like the kind of game that would have some kind of secret system, though, to where eventually, like maybe a point in the game, maybe pawns get their own agency, like sense of agency. And they're like, that Arisen guy killed us a lot.
This seems a decent spot for a campsite.
And then, like, suddenly every pawn in the world becomes hostile to me. I could see this game doing something like that. So I should probably stop. Hold on. Stay right... Oh, man. I love when the warriors do that, where they just completely impale an enemy and then just swing them around till they get off their sword.
Perhaps this will seem of little consequence.
I don't think they'd take it that far, Monty, just with how much of a central mechanic pawns are. But I could see them doing something where pawns that you find in the world suddenly become hostile, but pawns within the rift can still be recruited. I don't know. Pay no attention. Pay no attention to it.
I grant you lightning's fangs.
Whew, that was close. I almost didn't have enough range.
Are we leaving already? Bother. I was just getting warmed up.
I'm ready to move on from this quest, so yes, we're leaving. Can't just leave that guy alone, so. And
I shan't let them harm you.
Might I interest you in my humble?
no.
Much obliged.
That's a big boy. Okay. I think that was a rabbit that I just hit with like 6 magic arrows.
Is there no getting through this door?
I will check it out. Interesting. So what exactly? Yeah, it seemed John Wick Chapter 4 is supposed to represent the 9 realms of hell from Dante's Inferno. I don't know about Dante's Inferno, but I will pose to you what I think is a cooler theory about John Wick. This one doesn't really work beyond John Wick 1, but gotcha, that makes sense.
I've heard some interesting tidings about town.
Okay. So John Wick 1, think of it as a modern adaptation of the God of War, essentially, like a literal Kratos type figure. Because you've got really the linchpin of this whole thinking is Chiron at the Continental accepting a gold coin and then letting people into the criminal underworld, much like Chiron or Charon, however you pronounce it, the ferryman of the underworld in Greek mythology. So that would make Winston, Hades, the god of the underworld, because he is the head of the Continental Hotel. He oversees all things below board, at least in the first movie. That would make the main antagonist the god of war, Ares, because at that point he was at such a place of power where he had to basically wade through blood to get everything he has. That's right, Courtney. I wanted to say, like the river itself, River Styx. That's what it is, the River Styx. And so John Wick being the variable, the one that does the bidding of the gods until the gods scorn him. And so he goes on a killing spree at war with the gods themselves. I think that's a super cool way to think of the movies. Obviously, a lot of that is done, like, is kind of proven not to be the point once you get to the other films. But I don't know. I just think that's really cool. Cool mythology of sorts.
Perhaps new discoveries await us.
Where's the
above.
bar? It's over there. So now, I hadn't heard the interpretation of John Wick 4 being Dante's Inferno. I would like to hear that thinking, because that's new to me.
To strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Have you divined aught of the false sovereign, your Majesty? This appears to be a bill calling for the arrest of one. But hold a moment. Does this man's... I see. If your Majesty is certain that the two are one and the same, then I am convinced as well. However...
yeah, there might be something there, Courtney.
I surmise your Majesty intends to post the bill and invite...
And there may be something there with still keeping it within Greek mythology, because there is the one above all, or the one that sits at the one above the table, or whatever it was. So that would be Zeus.
A clever plan. The Queen Regent will be forced to deny any connection to our new sovereign, yet will be unable to remove the bill from the public eye. Furthermore, it will serve as an attestation to all the
I watched Wendigoon's video on
citizenry will continue.
Paradiso, Purgatorio, and Purgatorio, and Paradiso, 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 Purgatorio, and Paradiso not Paradiso is the third one. Inferno. That's Dante's Inferno. I watched Wendigoon's videos on Dante's Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso, and it was very interesting learning the history behind that because it was so political for the time because Dante was from Florence, and like he just really cared about Florence, and anyone who hated Florence, he basically put in hell. And a lot of it was basically the time's version of a diss track. And Wendigoon said something along the lines of this, where he was like, just imagine being a guy back in the day who was having a conversation with, like an argument with somebody that hates Florence, and you can hit him back with, well, guess what? I've been in hell and your mother's there. Like, ultimate clapback.
I shall attend to this matter personally. I've no doubt that this bill
Wendigoon is fantastic. I love his channel.
You have my gratitude.
He is a huge YouTuber, but somehow made was that a freaking leprechaun over there? But somehow feels like watching his videos feel like having a conversation with somebody that's just telling you about something they think is interesting. He is yet to sell out, and I hope he never does. And he just seems like such a nice, genuine guy. Pretty sure there's really an obscure old Greek text about the Titans and gods, that there was a higher power still beyond all constructs that made all things.
From the pains he took to remain on scene, it is plain that Allard wished this. That alone is reason to suspect a connect. The regent kin intends to court. He bids you to use this opportunity to search the minister's chamber. I shall ensure that the door to the minister's
How many quests do you have for me, Brand?
Pray.
Yeah, that is interesting,
I'm
Courtney.
confident we shall see this matter to a successful conclusion.
What you got, Wise Blood?
To Burnworth Palace, then.
Well, he has a podcast with Charlie for Moist Critical now, called The Red Thread, where they look at like conspiracy theories, like serial killers, stuff like that. And they're a fun duo because Charlie's just so deadpan, and Wendigoon is just so easy to make laugh.
And set out again later.
And also he has Creepcast with Papa Meat or Meat Canyon. Yeah. And that's a wonderful show. They are hilarious on that because Papa Meat's just so funny on his own, and Wendigoon is so awkward that they're just a really funny pair to watch. Yeah, I know about the third member. I just don't know I don't really know of him. I've watched some episodes and I've enjoyed it, but I just didn't have any context for him. Gosh, my freaking head. Laura Lodge is great. What's his name? Aiden and Wendigoon, whose name is Isaiah. They're friends, IRL. They've done a lot of stuff. A lot of Missing 411 kind of stuff has been some of their topics. So if you want someone who's just really good with deep dives, that's like all content, like I said, the vibe is very much feels like someone just kind of talking to you about it. Like it almost feels conversational, where it's just very much like telling you about it and just, I think this is cool, and just very genuine. Wendigoon's the guy. He does ARGs. He does different YouTube series. He does history. A lot of his stuff from history is really interesting.
Dare not enter the palace. But I would fain escort you to the castle entrance.
I watch pretty much anything he releases just because his interest and passion is infectious.
No further. Would you mind coming over here?
Oh, I loved part 4, Caleb. Donnie Yen
We're here, Master.
stole that entire film. And like
You follow me.
what was his name? Not Stick. That's Daredevil. Kane. Oh, it's kind of close. Kane in 4, the blind hitman. He was incredible. Oh, you love Wendigoon then, Monty. He does a lot of history stuff, especially World War. Like he's done a good bit of World War II stuff. Yeah, check him out. He's just such a nice guy.
Tis best you move along. Pray, be cautious.
I do not have my disguise equipped. I really hope I don't need it for this one. Because last time I was up here, I had a disguise. He got his start, or at least he really blew up doing icebergs. And even his iceberg content is pretty good.
I wish the minister would be more careful. He takes the sensible post.
I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm here. Slip into the palace in the dead night and search the minister's chambers. Okay. So this is the audience chamber. Oh, good grief. This game really does revisit a lot of the beats of the first game, just conceptually. Like there was a good bit of sneaking into the castle in the first game, where there were a few. May I recommend the Fat Electrician, or he does a lot of the... Huh? Yeah, I'd never heard of that.
I would not presume to know, my lord. However, it must be a highly
Oh, perhaps the boy has finally grown wise to the benefits my favor can bring. He might just be his mother's puppet.
My lord.
Oh, unring your hands, you. As if anyone in this palace would now. If Wilhelmina calls.
Stealth. It will never not be funny. Just the face planting. Was that a guy? In his chambers. That is the worst hidden door I've ever seen.
Surely none more important than this.
Indeed. But that, Your Grace, would be better discussed.
This is the exact same way I got out last time. This place is really easy to break into. Just do it. Don't be a coward. Nice.
Well, well.
Oh my.
Yours isn't a face I'm accustomed to seeing around the palace. How did you get in here?
Oi! Who goes there?
Yeah, I made my character short.
Tut, tut. Now, this just won't do. How's a lady supposed to work with all these interruptions?
Tis you, lady.
Mm-hmm. Do excuse us? We thought to enjoy a little fresh air. Though we had hoped for slightly more privacy, if you catch my
Privacy.
meaning.
Apologies, my lady. But might I ask the name of your companion?
Are you sure it would be wise?
Girth Brooks.
Such knowledge has been known to cost a man his head.
Understood. If anyone asks, I shall say I saw naught.
A narrow escape. You should count yourself lucky that he was so easily flustered.
Yeah, what an idiot.
I don't appreciate having my Still, you are welcome to come calling, should the fancy take you, and should you have the...
Yeah, definitely a Pawn Star. What is that? I think that's a membership card to the brothel. Also, guys, there's a brothel.
Off you go now.
Okay. I got kissed by a girl. Let's go. All right, Monty votes to go to the brothel. Where even is the brothel? Turn on streamer mode. Streamer mode, more like steamer mode. That sounds like taking a shit rather than whatever. Courtney wants to go to the brothel as well. Or is your seconding to turn on streamer mode? Okay. So I see a rose. Wait. Yeah, I see a rose up there. Is that it? Yeah. Wow.
Look, Master, a treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to...
Anna's actually sitting 2 feet behind me watching the TV, which is like 4 feet to my left. Hey, we're about to go to a brothel. At the request of the chat.
I won't look.
I just want you to know. I don't know what I'm about to see.
Okay.
I looked through the settings. There's no nudity toggle option. But if for some reason you see a naked cat person on my screen, because there are cat people in this game, and I'm terrified that's what's going to happen, I didn't choose this. Okay. Also, Kaylin said hi.
Hey.
Yeah, I will blame it on chat, Monty. All right, here we go.
Master, but you will have to do without us for the time being.
Oh, pawns can't go into the brothel.
Welcome, sir. As ever, we are delighted to have you. Pray, do it.
this looks more like a scary Disney attraction queue. I could just say haunted mansion. It looks like the haunted mansion queue more than it looks like a brothel. What did I say? Literally, the first 3 people I see are cats. I'm terrified. Oh! In case you were wondering, a cat prostitute costs 20,000 gold to pay for her services. It doesn't say what her services are, but I assume it's implied. I'm not paying for it. I could buy a house with that gold. Literally, there is a house up for sale for 20,000.
You're free to approach whomever catches your eye.
None of you cat. You're all cats. Are you a cat too?
Are you the gentle sort? That'd make my day.
Look, when I... Forgive me for what I'm about to say. When I was told there'd be pussy everywhere, this is what I expected. Got him. Got him. Got him, chat. I freaking got him. Is this just the cat corner of the brothel? Oh. I just showed myself the door. Okay. I assume this is the cat side. Maybe... Well, no, that just looks like it goes to the same... Are you a cat? Where are the humans? That's so uncanny. Literally took the words out. That's pretty good. Ah, yes. Humans.
Welcome, sir.
Jessica with a K because it's fantasy. She's also 20,000 gold.
You're free to approach whomever catches your eye.
Okay. The humans are just upstairs, I guess. Okay, you all look the same to me.
The services we provide are worth every coin.
I think Linda might have a penis. I don't like that. Are you cheaper? You look cheaper. Nervain.
What sort?
Nope, same price.
See someone you like, go speak with.
Where's the budget? Like the Taco Bell value menu, as it were, of the broth.
No doubt you're dazzled by my charms. They all are.
Bye. Aerosmith starts playing. Dude looks like a lady. Is that where that was going? Is that what? Is that even? Is that what the song is, or is that just like misheard lyrics, like every song by Pearl Jam? Stability extract in the sex room. All right, I wonder what's on the 3rd floor. The dwarves, maybe? That'd be really mean if they were. They should be able to seem like they were on the 1st floor, you know?
I cannot condone this.
Okay, so apparently I am only worth 2nd floor women. My worth does not go up to the 3rd floor. Oh, hey, lady.
Well, no.
Oh, no.
What is it? Has something happened?
We have it on good authority that a suspicious individual passed through here.
In here.
Also, there's a door.
Open up.
Sounds like she's about to. Similar scene to this played out in Dragon's Dogma 1, but it was a lot darker and way less horny.
Rather austerely for a patron.
My humblest apologies, Lady Wilhelmina. We've had reports of an unseemly character in the vicinity, you see, and...
Preposterous. I was out front till but a moment ago, and I did not see so much as a shadow.
Be that as it may.
You are excused. Leave this place, ere you invite our noble host wrath upon yourself.
You've all been demoted to the first floor, only the cats.
And what business have you here? In the nobles' playground.
My chat told me that I had to come up here.
You've the face of someone in search of a juicy morsel. Would you be looking for...
Oh my god.
Come on then, keep pouring. Do you take me for some green lad who can't handle his cups? I'm your damned king, and a king.
Oh no.
Of course, Your Majesty. Tell us,
Arisen indeed.
would you prefer more drink, or shall we find some other way to amuse ourselves?
Aye, aye. Let's change things up.
You guys penetrate me for a change.
I believe I cautioned you to keep your drunken revelry in check, lest you forget these cellars.
That's his chest scar? Ooh woo.
are but a pretense for more serious matters.
This guy's trying to pass off as being Arisen?
I do, it's just I get the poison in me and things happen is all.
You need only serve as our false king until Sven becomes consul.
You see that little scar? That's apparently his chest hole.
Do well to remember that your role demands a certain degree of dignity. I trust you understand.
Everyone knows the Arisen doesn't wear pants. You've got it backwards.
Nay, I mean I. As you say. So bra.
Gosh, if they just got it on right here. This cutscene.
Why not remove yours as well?
Lady, chill.
And we now find ourselves quite alone.
This isn't a glory hole, please.
With such pretenses and speak openly with one another. Lord Phaesus.
That will do. If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here?
You keep asking me that, but you keep showing me political secrets and protecting me from...
The man is not
She keeps, like, coming to my rescue, but then she's like, so, like, what are you here? What are you doing here?
Of course. That begs the question. If he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisen be? You'd best go. I'll do what I can to help you.
They can definitely hear her. There's probably some other sounds going on, though.
Come see me in my bordelry, whene'er you're so inclined. I'll instruct my attendants to send you straight to me.
Okay, chat. We have the opportunity... Well, it's a quest objective, though. Like, okay, the impression I got from what she just said was, hey, wait. Does she want to meet? Do we meet with her or do we leave?
Let me think on this moment.
Come see me. I'll instruct my attendants to send you straight to me.
Well, I should hope that... Show me the hole again. I brought you flowers.
Off you go now.
Okay. Dear Diary. I got a girlfriend today.
This is too much for me.
What does that mean?
Think again.
Is the third floor where... Never mind. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go there. Not going there. Okay, we'll go back to Brant. Hey guys.
Oh, good. You return. I find myself on edge when you stray from my line of sight.
Yeah, a lot more story this evening. Ox cart's ready to go.
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
Wait, Diviner Soul. What is that?
Greetings. You need only make a worthy offering in exchange.
Sure.
I've seen your path.
You kidding me?
You've my gratitude.
That was a
It's
ripoff.
lovely to see you.
I did. I got max affinity with the old elder elf woman who's married to the dwarf. So I may have accidentally ruined their marriage. I wasn't trying to. I was just trying to get her to teach me the Magic Archer Maester technique, which she did. Where's the bar? 2 floors, 1 story. Oh, there's where Brant is. Huzzah. Oh, hey Brant. Hey buddy. What's up? Hope you weren't drinking that.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your majesty's claim as a true arisen. I know this sigil well. 'Tis the crest of the neighboring country of Batal. Let me see.
A butthole?
It reads, true to our word, pray make haste in securing Melv, that all might be made ready. A meager clue, though 'tis clear that the Queen Regent, though the political situation is stable at present, I fear such a partnership would only, at any rate, to seem our search has led us. I will investigate these matters as best I can. Only once we have gleaned a fragment of the Queen, and ere it slips my mind, pray.
Queen Regent
If I'm not wrong, Melv is the town I started in.
Require raiment, but there is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your majesty. All shall change once we have attended the coronation. If your majesty has any unfinished business to attend to, 'tis very well. Is there aught else you would speak of, your majesty? Well, well, he is merely Desa's puppet then, even were he to be removed. But if there's aught that compels my attention, it seems a man of import. Pray, allow me.
Queen Regent Disa appears to be working in concert with this Phasus fella.
We didn't get
What
laid. They were
precisely
too
is their aim?
expensive. And the lady in charge.
Beyond me, I'm afraid.
I think if I play my cards right, I can get with her for a discount. That was a joke.
I know what to say to that.
We're in the
Yeah.
right place, but the one we're due to meet is yet to show. What
Yeah,
we to
instead
wait
she
for?
showed me
The
political
current hour
intrigue.
ill suits our progress.
She showed me
Let us
her hole,
visit an inn
but it was a
late
hole in the
camp
wall that looked in.
and set out again
All right,
later.
yeah.
Any business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to assist you. Do come again.
Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. We go rest. We have 2 options here.
Good evening, sir. I trust you fared all right.
I don't
on
know,
the
Courtney.
road
Probably
to
the same
find
reason
hour?
that all water in this has an eldritch horror inside of it. Do we go back to the brothel and see what's up with that lady? Or do we go to whatever that place is called and continue the quest? I'll give those to Robin. I won't pause those just yet. Brothel. Brothel is very close by. Kaylin is voting that we switch games. Thank you for clarifying, Kaylin, because Rise could have... never mind. That's a dumb joke. Dumb joke. How about this? Kaylin, I will stream the Rise of Ronin tomorrow. Since we're getting to some stuff in this game. Well, I don't know if I want to switch to a new game this late, because I don't know if I'll be up super duper late. So I would feel better about Arisen of Ronin. I'd feel better about giving Rise of Ronin like a full stream tomorrow. Is that okay, Kaylin? I definitely want to play it. It's just that we're already going in this, and I feel like one of two things is going to happen with Rise of Ronin if I play it tonight. I'm going to get either way too into it, and I'll stay up too late again, or I'm not going to give enough time for a first stream, because I have heard the first few hours kind of drag. But I will check with you tomorrow, Kaylin. Do you still have Discord? Hold on, let me turn on the air. It's getting... Cool. So, Kaylin, I will message you tomorrow before I plan to go live. And I will confirm with you that that is a good time for you. And we will have an entire stream dedicated to Rise of Ronin. Because I assure you, I am very interested in playing the game. It's just that this one, stuff keeps unfolding, you know? Is killing me. All right.
Oh, how I've longed to...
All right, we're going to see what happens. Oh, Robin has returned from his travels. Someone gave me a quince. Thank you, Gloria.
Perilous journey I've had arisen. When that griffin came upon us, I feared we were done for.
That's cool.
Our adventure
He literally just told me, hey, we totally fought a griffin.
Come. We've much to be getting on with.
I hope you slept well.
I need to figure out how to set Robin's pawn quest. Okay. Now we make for the brothel again. Y'all need Jesus. I'm really curious if they're going to be like, Arisen, it's 8 in the morning. What are you doing here? Yeah, I'm hoping to do the same thing with Rise of Ronin, to be honest, Kaylin. I have a feeling it's not going to be the same kind of experience, though, because I think this game, like, whether you like it or not, it makes you experience, like, it it's all about experiencing it organically.
It's not our place to hurry the arisen.
Oh, who are you?
What I can do for you?
Etgren.
After a companion, are we? What sort?
All right, there is no sort of happy hour sort kind of discount. Women cost the same during the day as they do at night. Seems messed up,
No,
but
that's not happening.
okay. Yep, third floor just hates me. Where's my girlfriend? Lady. Start the day off with a bang, as they say. Yeah, you could say that. Almost knocked her clean. Almost knocked him clean off that banister. Oh, she blended in with the wall. Whew.
Know many of our patrons, yet there is something. I lived a simpler life, but one man. 'Tis no simple matter for a woman to make it this far on her lonesome. Here I. 'Tis no simple. Here.
Oh, okay. So we're not gonna. Got it. Hate the third floor. Okay, we're gonna go to the town. We are not spending that kind of gold just to see what happens. Just because I assume it's gonna be like every sex scene in a video game where the screen just goes black and you just hear grunts.
Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
Wait, what village are we going to? Melv. Have I been to Melv?
One hopes these carts offer comfort commensurate with their costs.
So it's a different town than what I thought it was. Oh!
Now there's a worthy prize.
I'm sorry, Courtney.
So far away.
Good night. Courtney really was just here for the smut. When she realized it's just like a video game, she was like, ugh, video game, ugh, what is that? Gross.
I fear I've not.
Okay, you're useless. Hey, where are we going?
This ox cart's bound for Mel.
Perfect.
I want to see some coin before I let you on.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
I mean, I'm already on.
You arisen?
I'll not stand for this.
Well, Courtney, you missed a dragon. Yo, there's no way. There's no way. Guys, that's a Mystic Spear hand.
Hurry, everyone! Get yourselves to safety!
You go with them. I will fell that thing myself. There you are. You will share my desolation and my
This is my place. You cannot expect me to imagine. Please, lend me your aid.
There are too many other people around for me to use. Well, let me try hitting with Ricochet Hunter. I don't think I can damage them with it. Recoil on that thing is rough.
Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.
This appears to be a drake.
I will protect you.
This might be the Mystic Spearhand quest. Because I've yet to see one in action. So I'm assuming that he's connected to getting the class somehow. Well, gee, I wonder why we didn't. Okay, I cannot target pawns that are not... Oh, Wise Blood's going for it. Oh, that sucked. Come on, pick him up, Robin.
Show yourself. 'Twas a lesson, Pinkerton. Somehow I knew you'd come.
What? Okay, lady.
You have my gratitude as well, sir.
Ulrika, glad I am to see
I don't know, Caitlin.
you. Must return to the village. Everyone is concerned for you.
I think it deserves to be... Well,
I'd best go. But I shan't.
I personally think it deserves to be in the conversation. But I think a lot, it's controversy. It's very much blown out of proportion. Controversies are going to prevent that from happening. Okay, that's definitely a pawn over there that somebody made.
Grateful to you, Arisen.
Okay, where his name? I think his name was... It was Sigurd, right?
Shall we seek out the young man
Good.
from the other day? Very well. I'll guide you there directly.
Okay, yeah, go. What young man?
We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
Is my smoke detector going off again? Okay, lady, you're just gonna try to get me to ride the ox cart. I don't want to do that. Was it Leonard?
You a traveller? I used to be a sellsword, see? If you're anything like me, once you've... they'll be able to teach you a skill of...
Oh, that's the controller makes a sound, that sound whenever a pawn is dead.
Fancy a look at my wares? Do come again.
No purchases to be made today, I see. I just hope the shopkeep understands.
Browsing was enough to scratch the itch in my head.
Come now, stop.
I've not much to offer.
Know you of the brine. Shallow waters are safe, but venture somewhere as deep as you are tall, and then becoming a feast for the brine.
Uh-huh. Where'd he go? He's got to be around here somewhere.
Here to ask all of me.
Yeah, where's Sigurd? Who is Sigurd? I'll do you one better. Why is Sigurd? Big fan. Big fan. Is your name even Sigurd?
That wasn't the dragon.
Yes.
But a poor imitation of it. No wonder I feel so hollow. Sigurd, you're the current Arisen, aren't you? I pray you do not walk the same as a style all my own. A patchwork of techniques, honed for the sole purpose of slaying the dragon.
What? Okay, that was...
That wasn't the dragon, but a Sigurd.
Okay, that was
Arisen, aren't you?
so easy.
Style or the patchwork of techniques.
Guys, we have the Mystic Spear Hand now. That's what I'm looking for. I just told Jake that I got Spear Hand. Alright, I guess. It would appear that there's not, so we're going to go back to Big City, whose name I cannot remember. You got some wares of every ilk?
I've a selection of wares that sure.
Okay, now you're just trying to be a contrarian.
Pleasure doing business with you. Wasn't sure with some.
Where you gotta take? Where you got?
I'm not taking any passengers, just...
Okay.
You forgotten something, Arisen? You're looking rather
Are
lost.
you kidding me? What item was it? Oh. You know, I did get the deluxe edition of this game. I need to see what I even got with that.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
Oh, wait. That's Vocation Guild. Looky there.
Here at the inn, I get so few customers, you see, that I can
One
manage both
vocation,
roles
please.
myself. But enough about me.
I don't
Did
care
you need
about you.
something?
That's good. That's good to hear. I don't want to hear about you. Yeah, I'm literally one rank away from maxing out Magic Archer. Let's run Mystic Spear Hand. Okay. They wield both magic and the duo spear, enabling them to fight at a range and in close quarters with equal ease. Their ability to halt the enemy's movements with a charge burst of magic makes a swift offense their best defense, for they have few means of evading attacks at their disposal. Only the Arisen can acquire this vocation. Holding down R2 to charge up your magic before unleashing a redoubted bolt. Okay. You land an attack using triangle, it will change to a powerful successive strike if the target is down or knocked off balance, or the target is not expecting the attack. So kind of like Thief. It's interesting. This class sounds more like a hybrid between the Thief and oh shoot, the Thief and the Mage rather than the Fighter and the Mage. Oh wow, I get a Friar's Hood for this. You know what? Honestly, that look pretty freaking solid. No notes. Let's see what we got here. Conjure magical blades that fly at the target at their own accord. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna love that one. Okay, yeah. Robin has almost finished out Mage as well.
Do come again. Well chosen, Arisen. I'm certain you'll master that vocation as no other could.
Okay, that...
We shall meet,
Gosh, the
folks,
duo
with
spear
new vigor.
is legit. All right. So where do we go? Let's go north and see if we can start exploring some of that area there. Oh, that's the lady that I thought was a pawn, but she was just not interesting.
Saved. I have.
It's this way.
All right, let's go.
This is generally used as
Man,
a
Courtney
material.
picked the wrong time to leave.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
No. To do the pawn stuff, you do, but it gives you, like I was saying earlier with like M. Bison and Vega, it gives you official pawns to work with. That's my understanding anyway.
My knowledge from other worlds tells me that a forgotten riftstone lies near here. Shall I lead the way?
Go for it.
I'd fain lead the way, if you would be so kind as to follow me.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on.
Oh, he's so excited.
Follow me, if you would.
Do you want me to go down this slope, Master? Just bear in mind that I shan't be able to climb back up again.
Have arrived.
Good job, Robin.
Shall we seek out the young man from the other day?
What young man?
Very well. I'll guide you there directly.
No.
We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
I've yet to find any enemies. Oh, come on. Alright, so that's one way. So, nothing interesting to find there. I know what we can do. We can go to the checkpoint town. I've got business there that needs to be finished. Lenticular. I don't know. Where did you see that word? Like, can you use it as a sentence, please? What's the context?
Come to think of it, was there not another task we were to see to somewhere nearby?
We'll make our way there in time. As to whether 'twill be sooner or later, that is for the Arisen to decide.
I wish it was easier to tell what time of day it is. We're going to
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Okay, we need to hurry. The ox cart may have left without us. We're going to church in the morning, and this will be my first time back at church since since my last day at Ridgecrest.
This ox cart's bound. I'll not take you anywhere till I've had
Wow,
my due.
we caught it just in time. No, sit. But we're going to a church that the church that Peter goes to for his daycare, basically. So I'm hoping that goes well. It's going to be a weird experience for me because for me, Peter actually went to an Easter egg hunt today with Anna, and he got, I think, one egg and was not interested in any other eggs. But my parents were going to do an Easter egg hunt thing for Peter, but I think they had to get work done there in their backyard. They had to get some trees knocked down, so I don't think that's happening anymore or something. But I don't even know what we're doing for Easter. But Ridgecrest, my old church.
I'm not taking...
Okay, I'll wait till you are. They've been struggling without me, or without.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easy.
They got rid of basically the person that single-handedly did.
This ox cart's bound for the checkpoint. I'll not take you anywhere
Well,
till I've had my due.
did almost all of their social media stuff, did some of their graphic design stuff, did all of their live stream stuff, managed the audiovisual team. Basically the person that handled their entire online presence and any kind of audiovisual stuff was me. They got rid of me. Didn't have a plan beyond me. Thought it'd be easy to find somebody that wants to do the job that I did for not enough pay. As my dad puts it, they want a 20-year-old with 22 years of experience.
I shan't let them harm you. That is a skillful bit of theory. Do your vocation proud.
Yo. I can already tell that when I get the hang of this, this class is going to be so fun. He will, and it's gonna. My mom has made sure to get him some fun stuff for Easter, and so he's gonna have an Easter basket. But yeah, they haven't lost all of those families yet. But in terms of families that tithed, that gave to the church, they lost my family, they lost Anna's family, they lost Anna's parents, my parents, us, the families of 2 of my volunteers. They're going to lose a family of another one of my volunteers. They've lost a lot. They didn't have a plan, and when they realized that nobody wants the job, because I was happy doing that job because it was my home church, and it was an opportunity for me to lead, to lead and kind of help be part of carving a path for a place I really cared about. No one else qualified cares about Ridgecrest. In fact, Ridgecrest has a horrible reputation because of crap that they pull, like what they pulled with me. And they can't afford people who are qualified, who, like, they overpay senior leadership, underpay everybody else, and they wonder why no one wants the job. So they changed it to a part-time job, and they still can't find anybody. So they are struggling, and I've told them before. I applied for my job once it hit the market again. I applied on Indeed, and put in a cover letter that said, if you ever decide that you want me to come back, I'd be happy to. Hell yes, cool. So their response to that, and by they I mean the leader that was the reason that I got fired. He blacklisted me on Indeed, so that I was put on the do not hire list for the entire organization, where I could not view them as a hiring entity anymore. So that was very mature of them, of him, really. I'm enjoying it. The big issue is that, yeah, and again, it's not this church as a whole. It's literally the 2 guys in charge that would rather not face slight backlash for a mistake they made. They would rather tank the church's reputation in the online space and with a lot of families and ruin my entire career with lies than they would admit they made a mistake. It's just those 2 people. The rest of the church, the rest of the staff is wonderful. There's just leadership, like the up top leadership is a disaster. And there's such low morale that no one wants to work there. They're not bringing any new people in. They're bringing in some new members, but a lot of the people they bring in either have a direct connection or they're new to the area. So, and they're not bringing in any new employees, and if the ones they do are either temporary interns that don't know what a good workplace is or a work environment is, so they don't realize that morale is really low and that the guy in charge of them is a backstabbing, dishonest tyrant. It's just a really bad situation, and I'm having to see a place I love. No, it's not, Kalen. And people make mistakes, but they had the opportunity to admit, hey, we made a mistake. This decision was made rushed. We did not treat his family with the respect or kindness that they deserved. They still haven't talked to Anna. This firing happened, like the process started like days apart from when Peter started having seizures. It happened to him twice, and it was within like a week of each other, where if his fever spiked fast enough, he would have a seizure. So it was a medical scare where we had to also get him over to the hospital via ambulance. So we had to pay for the ambulance bill and the hospital bill. All this stuff, they knew about it. They didn't care. They could not give a fuck when it came to any of my needs, any of my family's needs, any of the needs of their coworkers, as long as it meant them facing slight embarrassment. Because my actual boss, the music pastor, one of the greatest people I've ever known. Just a wonderful, godly man who is so wise and so kind. He wasn't consulted on that decision. He was told, hey, there are meetings happening on the fate of his job, and we're going to recommend that he's fired for a reason that was not actually correct. And if it was correct, and if they fired me off of the little bit they did get correct, then it was extremely petty and it was blown out of proportion. And in a situation like that, it would be more customary to, because they knew I was going through a hard time, because this was at the height of me trying to figure out how to handle my sleep apnea and how my sleep at night, because of my sleep apnea, I wake up, I stop breathing 80 times in 1 hour. That is how bad my sleep apnea is. So my sleep does not rest me. To give kind of an example, it's like my max battery is 30%. So I'm just tired all the time. And there were literally 2 times where I overslept for something. The first one was a bad situation because I took a nap and I didn't make safeguards. That was my fault, and I owned up to that. But the other time, all I missed was a podcast, and we just rescheduled it, and it didn't affect them at all. It wasn't even a bad look. It was just, we need to reschedule this. Well, they did. They gave me 3 months. That was what they gave me in lieu of severance. Was they told me 3 months ahead of time, and they said, basically, your severance is that you get to keep working for 3 months. So they said that was so that I could have time to find another job, but they did it at the end of October. And if there's one thing that companies love to do, it's hire people at the end of the year. Which, of course, is not true. No one hires during that season. So it was basically just, you get to continue to help us for 3 months. I do have a machine now. And I had a machine at the time, but I'd only had it for like 2 weeks. Or it had been a short amount of time. I don't remember how long. And I was still getting used to it. And it's hard to sleep with it, especially when you have anxiety, and strapping something around your face makes you feel like you're being smothered, which is ironic because it's supposed to help you breathe. So it was just a lot of stuff where they had every opportunity to say, let's talk this through, or let's give him a leave of absence. Let's give him some time to get his house in order, to figure this stuff out, to empathize with me in any possible way. The only thing they did that was out of the kindness of their heart, and I don't even think it was those guys. I think it was the finance guy, which happens to be Jake's father-in-law, they gave me an extra month of insurance, so I had more time to get on Anna's plan. That's the one thing they did for me in this entire process. Hold on, I'm gonna look up this quest, the Jadeite Orb, because I did a potential 4D chess move, and I made a forgery of the Jadeite Orb, so I might be able to get the reward for both sides. Yeah, kind of, Caitlin. Okay. Fulve. Okay, yep. That's what I thought. So I got the guy to make a forgery of the Jadeite Orb for me. And these two merchants want me to give them the Jadeite Orb. So,
how goes it? Did you manage to retrieve the Jadeite Orb?
hold on.
Very well.
Let me make sure I've got these names correct. Okay, Kaylin. Thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
You are. Right, tell me. Have you found the Jadeite Orb? Oh, thank you, thank you. Now, my pray, take this. I know it isn't much. Right, I'd best get going. Sir, I fear we have done Sir a fool of an unkindness. May he find the strength to weather his troubles.
I really don't care.
I do wish we'd had fairer tidings to share.
Oh wow, the game's gonna make me feel bad for doing that.
So, how goes it? Did you manage to retrieve the Jadeite Orb? Ah, splendid. You've my thanks. Before we discuss your reward, however, there is one final. You see, in my line of work, trust is my come. I trust old Ibrahim's eye.
Follow my lead.
Yeah, I don't care about the guy that I scammed.
Good day, Ibrahim.
I gave this guy the real one, yeah.
Would you be so kind as to examine this Jadeite
Okay,
Orb?
face people when you talk to them.
Now, I have a bit of business to attend to.
What is it?
Okay. I can probably bribe him. Like, if I had given him the fake, I probably could have bribed him or something. But I just don't care.
He ought to be finished by now. Come.
Okay.
You have done your title proud, Arisen. This Jadeite Orb is indeed the genuine. My partners shall be most. You have certainly earned your reward. And I do hope you will permit me to call upon you again.
Okay. Well, who are you?
Best watch yourself.
Rob. Do you think he's a thief?
Master, I have experienced that quest on a journey beyond the rift. If you require guidance, you have but.
What quest are we on? Wait. Oh. Yeah, go for it.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. In battle, I shall...
So the grimoire that the guy who has gone blind in one eye, it's in this town, apparently.
Welcome, sir. After all, 'tis folly to link.
That's so cool. Okay, so I can teleport to enemies.
You're on a single vocation when them do come again.
Okay. So they said it's in some little shop. Does that mean it's going to be in the scrap shop again? Wait, what are you doing here?
Ah, you again.
Welcome, sir. Contrary, you think me a liar, then by.
Yeah, I agree.
On the transference of souls, eh? Does not like to do much harm on its own, but when take care how you use it, sir. Many thanks.
Okay. So just because...
A grimoire entitled On the Transference of Souls, just as Sir Isaac requested. Will we be delivering it to him? The choice is yours to make, Master.
So...
But let us speak with him either way.
Short-sighted animation. Again,
Allow me to guide you, Master.
I'm going to look up what happens with this one because I could make him a forgery and have him read the book potentially without any harm, but it would be... he would be wasting his time, basically. Okay. Where to find the ripened quince, blah, blah, blah. After a couple days, return to Isaac, speak with him. He'll have one more request. Retrieve the second pair. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, yep, we're making a forgery. We are making a forgery.
I know the person you're looking for.
Welcome. If you think me a liar, then by. Ah, I see you desire one of my masterpieces. Very well. I shall have your order crafted in good time. A little patience. Many thanks.
All right. According to what I read, he attempts to cast the spell, and it goes horribly wrong, and it sounds like he dies. But if we give him the fake one, he'll realize there's nothing to this, like it's a lie and or whatever, and he will give us the copy of Transference of Souls 1. And which means we'll be able to attempt what he attempted. Like basically, it gives us access to a spell.
We have found a material.
So I don't want him to die.
Different combinations of
And
materials
I want a
result in
spell.
different creations.
Didn't mean to do that. Oh,
You make them rue their own impatience.
Battle cannot be avoided.
I did it.
It's fight or die. Let my magics grant you an elemental. Most impressive, Master.
Would seem I've catching up to do.
There's something about it's kind kind of the same way I felt about the thief. The whole, it's not precise, but it's personal, the whole thing. I really like how, so far, the glaive moves are believable. Or duo spear. It's like... Oh, Robin just maxed out mage. You would have ruined him, Monty. It's like watching like Darth Maul choreography, but realistic Darth Maul choreography. Or I guess kind of like playing the double-bladed lightsaber in Jedi Survivor, where the moves all make sense, but it's not just like a incomprehensible whirlwind of swings. I like that a lot. Why won't it let me do the jump thing? So, I was trying to do the teleport thing.
Ward fell from the beast as it breathed its last.
Yo, that's the telekinesis. Let's go ahead and make camp.
Well,
The rotten meat might look a little different. Oh, so I could use Dragon's Stab midair. That's nice. And that's nice because it has no animate, like no. It happens instantly, so I don't need to cast it. What? Oh, come on. Be cool for just a second.
I grant you lightning's fangs.
This class seems like it's going to be difficult to control, but I really like cool until you fell over. Yep.
Over so soon? Why? We seem to have come through unscathed. No doubt this triumph will spur us into the next.
Thank you, Robin. Something I've probably mentioned in the past is that I think like a flashy like spear fighting style is the coolest thing.
Listen, you are full of surprises. I look forward to informing my own master of that strategy.
Now that is
I kind of feel like does it have to be a charged one? I kind of feel like I'm not able to really learn this class because everything I'm fighting is just dying too quickly.
Have you a different destination in mind, Master?
Kev, which vocation have you liked the most so far? So I feel like I'm a good person to ask that question because I've played a little bit of everything aside from the strength classes. So I haven't played fighter or warrior. Also, hi Kev. I don't know if you've been here to the channel before, but I'm glad you found us. Title should say it all. Magic Archer. That is absolutely my favorite so far. I can answer questions about any of them if you are wondering about any of them. I just unlocked Spearhand. That's why I'm trying it. I am not hiring you, babyface. But I just unlocked Spearhand. It was super easy to unlock. So I can talk about him. I'm hoping to find Trickster, because I'm curious about that. But I think the worst class, without question, that I've played so far is Archer. Archer feels like it just does not work. It's got wasted mechanics that just don't really add anything to the table. The damage is too low, and maybe it was just the enemies I was fighting, but I got Archer up to, I think, like 5 or 6. And I played the first one. I don't know if you have, Kev, but they basically took the Strider from the first one and they split it in half to make the Thief and the Archer. The Thief got all of the love. The Thief is fantastic. I was not expecting to like the Thief, but I really, really do.
Try not to get hit.
Did I buy the blink thing? Because I'm not... I'm hitting them with my spell, but... Okay.
Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
That's so cool. Where are they?
Feast your eyes on this.
Oh, I wonder if I can go. Wait, am I? I asked my brother what he thought of the Archer. He quite liked it, to be honest, but he's definitely sticking with Warrior. I don't know, man. Oh, wait, there's a request up here. Oh, who are you? She gave me some smoked bacon. Why am I so heavy? Yep, that'll do it. All right, kitty. Take the backpack. Oh, and I still have my Magic Archer stuff. No wonder. Why didn't I drop that off? But I think... Okay, so I can't climb in there, but there is clearly a reason to go back there, so let's find the way. I think Magic Archer nails the strengths, like feeling like a balanced class, but having a lot of depth. I think the mechanics are interesting. I wish there was a little bit more to the class mechanic, like the ability to switch between pinpoint volley and rivet shot. I wish there was a little bit more there. But it's better than kicking things, I'll tell you that. Conceptually, I think Mystic Spearhand is awesome. I haven't played it enough to see if I really like it. I feel like I'm really going to need that blink because, yeah, being in melee range, I need to be able to, because like the Thief has the dodge thing, and this is supposed to have the ability to teleport where you... Is X just the wrong button? I guess let's head back to town and find out. So I'm planning on going to the desert, Monty. That's my next destination. But I need to go with the forgery. Because if I go without the forgery, then I'm just gonna have to come back, pick up the forgery, and then go again. You know, so I'm trying to kill time here to let the forgery finish. And I was hoping to find a Cyclops. Agreed. Mystic seems the most interesting to me. Oh, sorry, I was reading your chat. Everyone has been raving about Thief. Finally managed to get some time. Yeah, absolutely, Kev. So if you haven't played the Thief, I wasn't expecting to like it, like I said, but it really is a lot of fun. It's proficient dagger fighter, honestly, but I had the most fun with it, which I made this observation a little bit ago before we got here, but the Mystic Spear Hand, to me, just reading about, because again, I haven't had a lot of time with Mystic Spear Hand, and I haven't played Fighter yet, but in terms of hybrid vocations, the Spear Hand feels more like a blend between a mage and a thief rather than a mage and a fighter, because the Spear Hand's triangle button, and again, haven't played Fighter, so it may have this, but there's like an attack of opportunity thing, where if you catch an enemy unaware or they're staggered or whatever, you hit triangle and then you do follow-up attacks. That's a huge thing with the Thief. Triangle with the Thief, or its heavy attack, if you want to call it that, or its class action, that is meant to be utilized on enemies that are unaware or staggered or whatever, and you'll do like an assassination thing, like a shank kind of deal, like a takedown, essentially. The other fun thing with the Thief is that... and I don't know if this is just with the Thief, but I've had the most success with... I only ever tried with Thief, but it seemed on brand. You can do this. Where's Kitty? Come here. You can jump and grab enemies like that, but with the Thief, and I don't know if it was just the way I tackled, but yeah, you'll do that. And from there with the Thief, because someone is pinned down, you can do that opportunity attack thing. And you'll flip them over, stab them, and then rip the knife out and do severe damage. So the Thief is all about creating opportunities and seizing them. Smokescreen is the GOAT. If you equip Smokescreen, you'll be able to rip through guys with those opportunity attacks like crazy. I took out a group of 3 bandits when everyone else was dead. They tried to ambush me. I did a concussive bomb leap to where it's an ability where you launch yourself in any direction with a light explosion. I launched towards them, dropped a smoke bomb, and then just started cutting through them. They never even got a hit in on me. So you don't have to play it stealthy, but you definitely have to play it methodically, where you're not just going in spamming knife hits. And maybe you can play it like that, but I found the most success against groups of enemies, knocking people to the ground, kind of sneaking in and out of a fight, knocking to the ground, executing, smokescreen, executing. And then in big boss fights, obviously, they're the climber. They perform the best
Need anything?
Climbing all over big guys and hitting them in their weak points. Is there anything I have to sell? But if you like range playstyle, Magick Archer feels fantastic. Archer just feels pathetic to me. I really like the Magick classes. I think Magick is in a really interesting spot. I think the inclusion of like auxiliary incantation was brilliant. So like having more than one mage in your party makes a lot of sense now. So either like 2 mages, one's more for support, one's more for offense, or 1 mage, 1 sorcerer, or just if you want to just go nuclear, 2 sorcerers. They can help each other incant. Stuff like that. I'm actually about to get out of here, Monty. I'm going to get out of here because I'm super tired. Hope you have a good night, and I'll see you in the next stream. Yep, I'm going to stream Rise of Ronin tomorrow. Expect to see more of this just off and on, but I'll probably be a lot further with the Spear Hand next time I stream. But anyway, Kev, sorry that we're kind of heading out right after you got here, but we do have a Discord. The link is in the channel banner. If that link doesn't work and you want to be part of the Discord, just comment on this video and we'll figure it out. We'll get you in there. But we stream this a lot here. We've streamed it, I think, every day since it came out. It's been a lot of fun. And so, yeah, if you want to... All right, sweet. I appreciate it, Kev. We're going to do Rise of the Ronin tomorrow. I promised another sub that we'd play that. But we're definitely going to stream Dragon's Dogma next week. If not Monday, maybe Tuesday. If not Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, so on and so on. We don't stream every day, but we stream multiple times a week, especially when there's new stuff out there that we're vibing. But nice to meet you, Kev. Monty, thanks for hanging out as always. I will catch you guys tomorrow with Rise of the Ronin. Later.